Thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. My name is David Lawson with Vanguard Public Affairs. I'm joined by my colleague, Beth Bowen, also with Vanguard, and we are assisting with the town hall this evening on the Flint water crisis. We do ask for a little bit of housekeeping here that if you already have retained an attorney who is not listed below, that you exit this meeting and contact your attorney with any questions that you may have. For those who are attending, you will be able to see and hear all the panelists. This presentation is being recorded and will be shared at the flintwaterjustice.com website along with any questions. If you do have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box on the screen, and one of our attorneys will be answering those throughout this evening's presentation. We will also post all of the questions and answers on the website at flintwaterjustice.com as well. This evening, our panel of speakers include both Michael Pitt and Ted Leopold, the interim co-lead counsels, and we are joined by the following attorneys: Teresa Bingman, Leslie Mitchell-Kroger, Trishelle Young, Julie Horowitz, Cynthia Lindsay, Channing Robinson-Holmes with us this evening. And at this point, I would like to turn it over to both Michael Pitt and Ted Leopold to provide any update to our attendees. Michael and Ted.
Mike, you want to go first?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is Michael Pitt. I'm glad everybody is able to attend this evening, and I hope everybody's doing well. If you haven't got your COVID shot, I encourage you to go get yours. I just got my second one last week, and I'm feeling pretty secure by it. So everybody needs to do their part and get those COVID shots if you qualify for it. And the latest events are that there have been filings in the federal court case. Many of them deal with further development of the guardian ad litem system that is being put in place by the court to make sure that when the settlements for the children come about, there will be proper oversight by the Genesee County Probate Court. Judge Levy has appointed Miriam Wallach as the master GAL, that's for guardian ad litem. Guardian ad litem is usually a court-appointed attorney who oversees the settlements for children to make sure that the settlements are done properly, fairly, and securely for the benefit of the children. Ms. Wallach will be selecting additional attorneys to work with her on a panel of GALs to make sure that there's ample attorney support for the children who receive the settlement. And the other development involved a court session on Monday, and I'll let my partner Ted Leopold discuss that.
Thanks, Mike, and welcome everybody. I'm glad that so many of you have joined to learn more about the settlement that we have obtained and what's going on with the present status of the case. I'm sure some of you may have either, whether you've seen the news or talked within the community, that as Mike indicated, there was a meeting with Judge Levy and others, I believe it was earlier this week on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, to address and talk about some issues that that have been raised about the bone scanning issue and about the feasibility of the bone scan process on several different levels. After that joint meeting that we had, it was agreed by those that are involved in the settlement to continue to allow the bone scanning process to be part of the settlement. It was a process that was agreed to as part of the master settlement agreement. But please note that that is for the as part of, if you will, the compensation allocation process of the settlement. It's very important, and Mike and I have stressed this in other aspects, of our conversations is that the bone scan is just one method to demonstrate your exposure to lead, whether as an adult or any of your minor children or family members. If you had a positive blood test between the following dates, and this is important to keep note of, April 25th, 2014, and August 31st, 2016. Let me give you those dates again. April 25th, 2014 to including August 31st, 2016, then that is sufficient. You wouldn't need to have a bone scanning anyway, because you would have some documentation already verifying that there was certain amount of blood lead levels in your system. Also of note, as an additional category of establishing some sort of compensation within the allocation grid is all of us on this particular Zoom, Trishelle, Teresa, Leslie, myself, and others are working as hard as we can to try and set up a system of neuropsychological examinations for those members within the community. That will also be, hopefully we can get it set up. We're working very hard to do that. And that would be an additional component to look at in evaluating whether there are additional damages that should be awarded within the compensation grid. So all that to be said is, please note that the compensation allocation consists of a variety of factors. Blood lead level testing in between those dates that I talked about. Hopefully we can get some neuropsychological examination set up, and bone testing is another alternative way. At the end of the day, bone lead testing is something that is not mandatory at all. There's these other avenues, as well as just the general categories that are set forth in the grid. Just because also, I should say, the fact that you have a bone lead test doesn't mean in and of itself you're going to get a higher award of compensation. It depends on what the results may be from that particular test. What we do want to emphasize is, if you are going to consider having a bone lead test, we recommend that you first discuss that test and any associating issues of doing the test with your medical provider. He or she is really in the best position to give you a feel about the test and about the process of the test and whether or not it's appropriate, safe, and things of that sort. If at the conclusion of talking to your medical provider, you want to have that test, then we recommend that you go on the website and try and schedule a time and a day when you could have that testing performed. I know as soon as I said that, you're thinking, well, I have done that, and you can't even make a date to have that testing performed. We're aware of it. We are doing all that we can with everybody that we know that is part of the process to try and work out the issues of getting more time available for everyone within the community to get this testing. And I should say those who want to have the testing. So please know that we are aware of it. We're being as diligent as we can to try and correct the problem. It's a little bit out of our hands in terms of scheduling, but we're trying to work with the people that are involved to make sure that anyone who wants the test can get it. I do want to emphasize again, it's not mandatory to have the test. It's a total option on your part. But again, I would, and Mike also we would like to both stress that you should talk to your medical provider first and ask questions about the testing and any potential risk, if any, that are involved with that testing. And then again, if you do decide to do it, go to the website, try and get on, and hopefully by the time that happens, there'll be many more opportune dates and days for you to do that testing. Okay, so again, welcome, and we hope to be able to answer as many questions as we can for you this evening.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Ted. This evening, we're going to be covering these 4 topics: the registration information, upcoming deadlines for both adults and minor children, registration FAQs, and the post-registration period itself. So first off, we're going to start with the registration information. I'd like to turn it over to Trishelle Young, who will cover this for the presentation this evening. Trishelle? Trishelle, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Thank you, David. So what is registration? A lot of people are under the conception, or I should say misconception, that because they signed up with us or they're part of the class or they have a retainer agreement, that means they are automatically part of this settlement. And that is not accurate. In order to be a part of the settlement, you must fill out a registration form. Your registration form is what determines your eligibility to participate in the settlement. And so if you can show how you were exposed and harmed by the Flint water between April 25 of 2014 and November 16th of 2020, that's what that registration process does. Who can register? So you must either be an adult, a property owner, a business owner, or a minor child that was harmed by the Flint water during the dates that I just mentioned. It is imperative that you understand that this is not an unlimited window. The window closes to register for the settlement on March 29th. So you must fill out a form to register for the settlement to be eligible to file a claim. And also make sure you understand you do not have to be represented by an attorney to register to participate in this claim. We're here to help you, but you can go to the official settlement claim website and file a claim without an attorney. So how to register? Registering is very easy, and it only takes about 10 minutes to register. Again, make sure you understand that deadline of March 29th. You can register at this website, officialflintwatersettlement.com. You can also go to our website at flintwaterjustice.com. And if you don't have an attorney, understand that we as the interim class counsel team are here to help you with registration or any questions that you may have about the process. We're answering questions that people are putting up in the Q&A, but we also have our Flint office, and a lot of you are utilizing our Flint office. We're open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at 1188 Robert T. Longway. So if you have questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We have a website, we have a phone number, we are there. Our line is operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we are taking extraordinary efforts to reach every corner of our community. So if you know of a group of individuals or area of the community that's not being reached, please reach out and let us know so that we can make sure nobody misses this window of opportunity.